everybody, this is Heidi Gustad with another knitting video tutorial. In this video, we're going to tackle the most common double decrease in knitting, the SK2P. In knitting, an SK2P is also known as a slip one, knit two together, and pass the slipped stitch over. It's abbreviated SK2P, but sometimes you'll also see it abbreviated slip one, and then with a hyphen, it'll say knit two together and another hyphen after that, and then it'll say PSSO for pass the slip stitch over. SK2P is definitely my preferred abbreviation for it because it's way the heck shorter. So that's a useful thing to note when you're going to work this decrease. This is also a double decrease in knitting, which means when you work this, it decreases your overall stitch count in your row by 2 stitches. So let me show you how this works. I've worked a few rows of stockinette stitch, and I'm pretending that right here with these 3 stitches is where my pattern calls for the SK2P. What we need to do is slip the first stitch purlwise from our left needle to our right needle. In knitting, you should always slip stitches purlwise unless it is indicated in the pattern. So we've slipped that stitch purlwise from the left to the right needle. Then we're going to knit the next 2 stitches together, or K2 together, like so. Then to finish this double decrease, we're going to grab that stitch we slipped and leapfrog it over that knit 2 together. And there you go. Now we've gone from 3 stitches to 1 with this double decrease. I'm just going to finish this row and work a wrong side row before I show you how to do that one more time real quick. Here's our wrong side row of purling. And now we are back to the right side and we're ready to work another SK2P. So we're going to knit until our pattern calls for an SK2P. I'm going to work on these 3 stitches so that my next double decrease is centered over the top of the previous one. So again, SK2P involves slipping the first stitch purlwise, knitting the next 2 stitches together, and passing the slip stitch over the top of the knit 2 together that we did. And now if we take a quick look at our work, we can see very clearly actually where both of those SK2Ps were worked. So this is a pretty common double decrease, like I said before. The thing to note about the SK2P is that it's very obvious where you work it because you can see that stitch that you passed over. It leans out ahead of that knit 2 together in your work, so you can very clearly see where that decrease is happening. This double decrease is something you'll find all over the place in knitting, especially if you're working one of your first lace knitting projects. It's really easy to work because all it involves is slipping stitches and knitting 2 together. If you have any questions for us, go ahead and let us know in the comments, and tune in again soon for more knitting video tutorials.